again. Welcome back to Medium Rare Poetry. My name's Phil A. Mignon. In recent times, I've had poems relating to the United States political system, but why should we leave Britain out of this? So, with the tragic death of Queen Elizabeth II last year, it was time to write a poem about the new king. So, I present to you KC3.
KC3 by Phil A. Mignon. So ends the reign of good Queen Bess, the second one, I'd have to guess, and thus her heir assumes the throne, the British realm at last his own. He's waited almost all his life, unimpressed, so says his wife. Just because he's old and creased, he's got some time till he's deceased. The funeral was, to her, a drag, tonguing for a crafty fag, but Charles held up, he loved the pomp, to him an ostentatious romp. "I'll bloody make the most of this," he growled. "Look here, I've made a list." He signed the deed upon that spot, his pen rebelled, he signed ink blot. That ghastly film went hyperviral, His Highness hence began to spiral. The British anthem they did sing, an awkward tune, God Save the Queen, and he became King Charles III. The Irish crooned King Charles the Turd. Oblivious, he thus decreed, my family tree would need a weed. Most of them are slacking dross, they'll pay their way now I'm the boss. Let's relocate the royal corgis, flick to Andrew's weirdo orgies. Then Harry earned a valid frown, his tell-all book had bagged the crown. Charles sent his youngest back to Boston, the cheap flight going via Austin. Charles' sister Anne, his steadfast mate, was sure revered along with Kate. And Edward, once his mummies favoured, his loyalty had never wavered. And William was the next in line, Chuck kept him close as his ensign. The rest he stripped of all their titles, they'd have to work to earn their vitals. The monarchy had been trimmed bare, the House of Lords redundant there. The peasants cheered their modern king, the winter seemed as sweet as spring. In days gone by the Poms were glum, their dreary days devoid of sun. Their ancient anthem chanted thus, the monarch would reign over us. Brand new stamps were published soon, designed to make the public swoon. His silhouette with trademark ear took extra ink, it would appear. Initial sales were rather lax, for fear they'd lick his royal wax. His portrait hung both near and far, reminding all just who's in charge. From Timbuktu to cliffs of Dover, a youthful grin with thin comb over. The Commonwealth detested him, this stodgy git was not their king. They plotted to secede as one, a rapid vote and it was done. So in a draughty palace sat a lonesome king without a hat. The irony was awfully cruel. The Tories sold off all his jewels. The cost of this majestic swap had left the realm an empty shop. Austerity, it was agreed, reduced his name to KC3. That simply was not good enough. The royal grounds were surplus fluff. When tourists came for tea and cricket, our Charles would flog a castle ticket. Oh, so beware of your back pocket. Andrew might just snatch your wallet. His hand will brush your cashed up rump, a trick he learned from Donald Trump. It got too much for Chuck and Cammy. This wasn't like his dear old mammy. Charisma was all hers to charm, but Charles embodied pompous harm. The only course was abdicate and hand the throne to Wills and Kate. His shortest reign came to an end, the realm he just could not defend. Returning to his loved high grove, he sulks before his coal-fed stove. His old ideas irrelevant, and in his room an elephant. His weight meant he had missed the bus. We'll miss him not, say all of us.
Poor King Charles, having waited all that time, and now becoming king didn't seem all that glossy. But this poem was written before the actual coronation, so that will be the next poem. In the meantime, please subscribe and join our tribe, and click the like button and share this with your friends, and that will help this channel grow, and I hope you will help me in that endeavour. In the meantime, bye bye for now, and I'll see you next time.